The idea of Sadhana Forest is all the time to experiment, all the time to explore new ways of doing old things. So if we're talking about protecting a sanctuary, yeah, most people, what they do is when they start a forest, they just fence it all around, and by doing that they actually increase the differentiation between people and nature that we talked about before. And we want to include people inside the forest. We want local people to appreciate and to use and to enjoy the forest. And the way we're doing it is by creating seed hubs, places where there are fruit trees and berry trees that are located in very central areas of our land. People can walk from the village onto that seed hub, collect the berries, and on the way out eat them and spit the pits and spread the forest. So the forest will spread along these trails. The people are walking out to their villages, which is a few kilometers, and would diversify the species. And in 20 years you would see how beautiful it is. It's difficult to explain it now, but I think it would be very beautiful. Another thing that we're experimenting with is the planting itself, the planting technique itself. Usually people plant in a pit. They dig a pit and then they put the plant in with soil and compost. What we're doing now, and it's something that we learned from a very good farmer from Madhya Pradesh, India, named Deepak Suchde, is to plant in heaps. We're planting above ground. So we're taking the spot where we want to plant. We're putting coconut hair, which is local natural materials that exist here very in abundance, and make a sort of a circle. In the circle we put the tree and we build the soil and the compost around the tree. And what happens is that the coconut hair can absorb a lot of water and store a lot of water for the tree. And the tree is looking very, very green even when the outside is very, very dry. And that's really beautiful. Also, you don't disturb the biological structure of the soil. By not digging, you use less energy, because digging is very energy intensive, human energy or mechanical energy, fuel energy, and you just do it much more simply but much more effectively. And it's working really well, even on very strong slopes where you would expect the heaps to be washed away by the monsoon. It doesn't happen. We now have a few hundred heaps that have gone through a very strong monsoon with a rapid cyclone. Nothing has happened. They are all there. Not even one of them was washed down. So we're very hopeful that this will make our planting more cost effective and more successful. What we do with water is we try to stop the runoff. Basically, runoff is when you have a slope on your land and the water is just running off your land into a canyon or into the sea. What we're trying to do is create bunds, little trenches with embankments that stop the water, first here and then here and then here and then here, and eventually allow it to percolate into the soil and to join the aquifer underneath the underground water table and to raise the underground water table. So instead of storing the water overground, we store it underground where it naturally belongs and where it cannot evaporate. So we try to get it to go down as soon as possible by using planting, so the roots will enable faster percolation, and by digging in places where the soil permits percolation. The total result of our effort until now has been an increase of the underground water table in our area by 6 meters, which is very dramatic in this area because many of the wells are open wells. So the total depth of the well is 10 meters, 7 meters. So if you increase the water level to a degree that in the summer, in the middle of the summer, there's water in the well, people are extremely happy. And that also reflects on the relationships between us and Sadhana Forest and the local people. Because when we came here and we started living in huts, in an environment where everybody wants to live in cement houses, people thought, these people they're nice people, but something is, severely wrong. And now they start to understand that there's logic behind what we're doing. And the respect is growing, and the cooperation is growing. So I hope that, for a very long time we'll be able to sustain this good relationship with them, and work together, to co-protect our area, and to start a beautiful forest here, that would serve everybody.